Here's 3 tips to choosing the right trustee. Now, first of all, we have to talk about, well, what kind of trust are we talking about? The right trustee for an irrevocable trust might be different than the right trustee for a special needs trust for your disabled child. So when it comes to choosing the right trustee, we have to define, well, what type of trust is it? So in answering this question right now, what I'm going to be talking about is, let's say you have a revocable living trust and you are your own trustee. That's typically how a revocable living trust is set up. It's you created the trust, it's your money, you're in charge of it, and you're the beneficiary. So you've chosen the right trustee. So really the next question is, well, what if you can't be in charge of your own trust? What if something happens to you? Who would you want to be your successor trustee of the trust? Well, obviously it's going to be someone you trust. We're using that word a lot. You need to have full faith and confidence in that person who's going to step up into the role of being the trustee of the trust that is for your benefit and has your money in it. But for some reason you can't be the trustee, some sort of incapacity, or for some reason you can't manage it. So you're going to have a lot of faith and confidence in the person who's going to step into that role on your behalf. So who is that person? Well, we want somebody who is highly organized. Why do I say that? You don't want somebody that can't find the paperwork, doesn't recall what they're supposed to do from day to day, isn't checking in with you to see how you're doing, what your needs are. So when I say highly organized, I mean somebody that really has more of a business sense, somebody that doesn't forget about things, that sort of thing. How about, do they have to be somebody that's really good with money? Well, I would say they have to be really good with money in that they pay attention to it. They know what assets are in the trust. Maybe they work with a financial advisor to make sure that they're invested properly, and they know to pay any bills and keep a good checkbook, for example. Also somebody who is responsible enough to know that they have to make sure taxes are handled. If they're your trustee of your trust, they're going to have to work with the accountant to make sure that your tax returns are filed. They don't have to be an accountant. They don't have to be a financial advisor. They don't even need to be in business per se, but they need to be somebody who is really responsible when it comes to making sure that the finances are attended to. And of course, they need to pay attention to you, because if they're your trustee of your trust for your benefit, you really want to make sure that they are in tune with who you are and what your needs are so that you're taken care of.